Officials say people who feel sick should do their coworkers a favor and stay home. Don't attend holiday parties and other events either, where there are a lot of people who could catch your germs. And while most people who get the flu feel terrible and then recover, there are times where people die from the flu. Almost 300 people died from influenza in Washington state last season.
So to help us get a better grasp, if you will, on all things flu related, we brought in the expert, Dr. John Lynch. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with us.
Thanks for having me here.
First question for you. Why are we seeing this rise in flu cases?
I think what we're looking at is a traditional flu season, just like last season, starting right in the middle of winter, early winter, moving into December and January. So I think this is probably what we're looking at, what we saw last year.
So is it too late to get a vaccine? And second part of that, there are so many times when the vaccine is based on just the best guess of what strain we're going to experience. Should we still get a vaccine if the strain in the vaccine is not the strain that's most common?
Well, let me answer your first question. Definitely get vaccinated. Once you get vaccinated, it probably takes a couple weeks for it to kick in, and we still have time as the season's just building up. As mentioned, we're seeing a half dozen cases or more every day at Harborview right now in our emergency department, and other hospitals are seeing them as well. The second part is, you're right, a group of experts in the spring look at what viruses are circulating out in the world and what's the best vaccine to make for our winter here in North America. And you're right, it's based on what they see. It's a best guess. You have to make all the vaccine during the summer and then get it into people in the fall. Sometimes the mismatch occurs and the vaccine isn't as good as we hope. Sometimes it actually does work very well. But the key thing to remember with influenza vaccination is not only does it help keep people from getting influenza, it also sometimes just keeps people from getting very sick with influenza, so it keeps them out of the hospital. And ultimately, what it really does is protect everyone in our community who's very young, very old, or has serious medical problems, who are really the ones who die with influenza.
Now, doctor, help us understand this. What's the most important thing folks should realize about the flu stats this year and then this year's particular strain?
Well, all I can say is this year we're still getting a handle on what the predominant strain is. It looks like it's going to be the same or similar strain to last year, what we call H3N2. And that's the virus that circulated last year. And it was, like I said, a very traditional one. It really hit older folks, younger folks, and people with medical problems. So we're probably looking at something similar this year. But if there's anything I can tell you as an infectious disease doctor over the past decade or so, is that every flu season is a little bit different.
What about hand washing? It sounds like such a simple thing to do, and yet people apparently are not washing their hands enough during flu season.
I think that's true year-round.
Okay.
And so I would say, importantly, you're hitting on all the important stuff. Get vaccinated. Stay home when you're sick. It's really tough, but that's the way we really keep flu from circulating. And wash your hands. What's really important to recognize right now is we have several respiratory viruses going around. We have influenza. We have a bad rhinovirus. It's the one that's been keeping everyone home and sick with kind of cold symptoms. And then we also have this other one called respiratory syncytial virus, which is one we associate with really bad outcomes in little babies. And so there's lots of viruses circulating right now that can make anyone sick. And washing your hands gets rid of all of them.
Great advice. Dr. John Lynch with UW Medicine, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks again.